Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have a new and special guest with us, Tom Irwin. Tom is Vice President of International Tower Hill Mines. International Tower Hill can be traded as THM on the NYSE. Thanks, Tom, for being here with us today.
Well, thank you, Jeb. As always, it's great to visit with you and to talk about the Livengood Gold project.
Tom, could you give us a little bit of an introduction about your background and your experience working and living in Alaska?
Oh, Jeb, absolutely be glad to. I've started my career over 35 years ago, and it's been in the natural resource industry. I was general manager of Anglogold Sleeper Mine in Nevada. And Anglogold purchased the Fort Knox project. And I was asked to transfer up here. I'd had cold weather experience being from Colorado, manager of the Climax Molybdenum Company mine, and working on Canada Tungsten project in the Northwest Territories. So because of cold weather experience and engineering experience in cold weather design, I was asked to come to Fort Knox. Now, in that day and age, Jeb, the Fort Knox Mine was a large, low-grade deposit, and the issues of that day were, can you operate a mine in this kind of climate? Is a mine welcome in Alaska? Can you make money on this low-grade project? Will the state permit the project? And we were very successful. When I say we, Jeb, it's always the team. Team makes the difference, and we had a great team I was able to work with, and we answered all those questions. Yes, you can. Fort Knox is now owned by Kinross Gold, and I am pleased to say that they should be very proud of what Fort Knox has accomplished through the years, and it continues to operate. Well, I had the privilege on that project of being involved in the engineering and design as a startup manager, general manager. And based on all of that, Jeb, we really learned what we could do in this climate. Every time you do something, you learn something new, and it was a wonderful experience. From there, Jeb, I ended up being Commissioner of the Alaska Department of Natural Resources for 6.5 years under 3 governors. And Department of Natural Resources was the lead agency for permitting. We actually got that established through the legislature while I was commissioner. And Jeb, then I retired. And as people have asked me, and when we've talked in the past, you've asked me, how did I then get involved with International Tower Hills and the Livengood Gold project? Jeb, I knew some of the people involved with the project, and Carl Hahnemann is one, and he's our Alaska general manager. And he did at Pogo what I was involved with at Fort Knox. Very competent individual to work with. And he kept saying, come look at the ore body. Just look at the ore body. Like to talk to you about it. And I finally did, and I thought, wow, this is a significant-sized ore body, and it presents tremendous potential to the company, to the community, and to Alaska. And then I looked at the team. The team was so well established between our Alaska general manager and our environmental manager and our chief geologist, manager of engineering. And I was invited to join the team by corporate, and I chose to. And I got to tell you, Jeb, I'm elated I did.
Tom, you recently spoke at the PDAC conference, which is one of the largest mining shows in the world, and I was able to attend. And you spoke about Opportunity Alaska. Could you tell us more about what were some of the key parts of that discussion?
Oh, I'd be glad to, Jim. Well, because of the mines that have been established in Alaska, and I'm talking about the Red Dog Mine up north, major zinc producer, Fort Knox and Pogo, as I've mentioned, gold producers, Usabelli Coal, not only a terrific coal producer, but their reclamation sets huge standards. Kensington, an underground gold mine, and Greens Creek, an underground silver mine. The history of mines in Alaska have done exceptionally well. And when you look at the Livengood Gold Project, what I wanted to highlight at Opportunity Alaska is, first off, location. And we've got the right location. We're 70 miles northwest of Fairbanks, but we're on a paved highway. It's the paved highway, state maintained, that goes to Prudhoe Bay. And by on it, you turn to the east off of this highway if you're heading north, and you're within a 1 mile of the project. The next thing that's important for us in Opportunity Alaska, our area at Livengood Gold Project has a history of mine development. And a lot of placer mining there, over 500,000 ounces of gold taken out of the valley around our project. What I think is really important with that is the state of Alaska, because of the history of mining there, has designated this area as primary land use is mining. Really makes a difference when you go forward with permitting. But above and beyond that, the Alaska State Mental Health Land Trust has chosen land in our area. We actually have claims with them. And they're a major beneficiary of the leases. And what that means is you have a state agency advocating for development. So between the designation of land and the land ownership, and because of previous mining, makes a very rational approach how we can proceed. But nowhere, Jeb, do I want to imply we have to short circuit or we may short circuit the environment. To the contrary, because of our reputation and history in Alaska, from several on our team and myself, we know we can get permits if we do it right. And doing it right means correct environmental baseline studies. We've completed 4 years now, moving into our 5th year. And that covers all sorts of things from rock characterization, the surface and the water, hydrology, meteorological and air quality, wetlands, aquatic, wildlife studies, cultural resources. We need to know what we have. And when you know what you have as baseline, you can design for those factors. And by doing it right in this kind of location, with this kind of access, we can establish a mine. The next thing I think is important, Jeb, is the workforce in this area. With the mining history, with the mines that have done very well in this area, we will get good quality people, kind people to work at Livengood. We have nearby communities that very clearly support and encourage mining. And any project that offers around 500 full-time jobs is important in any state in our nation and certainly also in Alaska. So those were the kind of things I highlighted in this Opportunity Alaska.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Well, Jeb, it's a privilege. You can just assure all of the folks that listen to this that we live here. We intend to protect our environment because that's what our grandkids deserve. And our grandkids also deserve jobs and a way to support their families. And our intent is to design this mine that gives the best rate of return, and that's what it's all about.